funded by LIASE Initiative of Asian Studies and the Environment, LIASE, with the supplemental grant from Vassar. The Vassar LIASE program organized a series of activities to enhance understanding of Asia in environmental research. One of the major activities is the annual summer research workshop in China, collaborating with environmental researchers in Chinese universities. During May 27 to June 9, 2019, Vassar LIASE summer workshop took place in Shanghai. We had a team of 5 professors and 8 students. We conducted on-site research in collaboration with faculty and students at East China Normal University. The workshop focused on coastal processes with projects such as microplastic extraction and processing in Chongming Island, toxic chemical in Chongming Island sediment, coastal invasive seagrass studies, NGO and environmental activism, aquaculture and the eagle farm complex in the vicinity of major metropolitan center and green building construction in Shanghai.
One of our biggest dedications was to obtain a 100-year record of sediment deposition from Chongming Island. With the help of Professor Zhongyuan Chen and his students, we managed to obtain core and some surface sediments to analyze the microplastic and heavy metal content. We learned coring and processing the sample, including measuring, cutting, labeling, and packaging.
We visited several different rural communities, such as a collective in Chongming, fish and shrimp farms, as well as talking to farmers in their orchards and seeing their houses. We learned about China's rural economy today, its diverse organizations, and economic and ecological practices. We met with different environmental NGOs working in different areas. We were impressed by the love of their home communities and the effort they made to protect their environment. We visited different wetlands in Lingang and Minheng, Chongming districts in Shanghai and Hangzhou. We learned about the invasive species and controls, but also realized that this issue is more complicated than we had thought. We observed that many exotic species were introduced to the coastal areas for landscaping and other purposes. Moreover, we wondered how to define an invasive species, as China's wetlands and coasts have been historically disturbed for centuries and are currently under tremendous change.
We also visited several green building sites under the guidance of local architects to see the climate-appropriate practices in Shanghai. We were fascinated by Shanghai's household trash and recycling campaign. All over Shanghai, we noticed propaganda posters and Chinese social media discussing this program. We were also invited to participate in class discussions with Chinese students. We attended a course called Observations of Environmental Issues at the ECNU School of Ecological and Environmental Sciences. We made friends with one of the students named Nora, and we later went to see her campaign for president of the University Student Association, and Vassar students celebrated with her after she won the election.
Well, I really appreciated the opportunity to travel to Shanghai with Professor Yu Zhou. I am particularly interested in the fate of microplastic particles in sediments, and one of the purposes of my going to Shanghai was to meet with colleagues at East China Normal University who are working on microplastics in fine-grained sediments there. I visited the lab of Professor He and got a chance to see the technology and procedures that they use for working with microplastics. In particular, I was very impressed with the facilities they have. One of the things I was able to do was collect muddy samples from Chongming Island with my student and are currently working with them. We are hopeful that we will be able to isolate the microplastics and quantify them so that we have a sense of how much microplastic input there is coming from the Yangtze into the delta around Shanghai.